So how things going, man?
Hard work. Things coming along, you know, the two different.
Get cold first and then get back up.
Yeah, feel up.
You feel something now?
Yeah, feel it now. Yeah, I good.
If you see me talking, they'll be frozen.
All right. PJD2 102.7 FM and simulcast on 1300 AM. I'm Antonio Venturin, and once you hear the jingle, you know we're in the building. It's Saturday morning, September 20th in the year 2025, and Sports Forum is on, your interactive sports program every Saturday here on PJD2. And you know, I took this over from the man Steven Cerillion, and we've been doing our thing as usual. Let me give you the cycling report, man. I got out after a long time, got out on Saturday morning with the guys. Shout out to Papi, Bienvenido Kati. We got Joseph the Cream Hallman, Henry Susanna. We had Yellow and them doing the little thing out there. Shout out to Jack and the fireman. Listen, I gotta congratulate the fireman, because fireman, those are the guys that handled that WestJet situation down there at the airport. They were on the scene in less than 2 minutes. So shout out to the fireman for doing his best and you know, performing down there, handling that situation as he did on the cycling. Jesus Panaflet, the legend from down street, he's back also on the bicycle, was out there with us. The fellas, they mash up my marbles this morning, so I got in some good 30 kilometers. I feeling good about myself. Super Dave, Humbert Flanders, Humberto, tell me a little something. That race going down, can we call Derek? What's going on? What's going down? Where's the foreigner? Where's the foreigner? Where's that BMW, Humberto? Everybody looking forward to seeing that. Shout out to Kenny Cox down there in Belvedere, man. We had a nice, some nice fish last night. So congratulations to the team down there at Mango Garden, man. That was really fantastic last night. Got a big up Super D, Mario Bartlett, Raymond, Jake the Snake, Johnny Connor. Shout out also to Judith Brown, always in tune to the program. So thank you guys for tuning in, and all the other regular listeners. Mark Richardson down there in Belvedere, G Money, how you doing, buddy? Hope all is well with you. And as usual, every Saturday we have a guest in the studios here with us. to inform you and update you on what's going on in the sporting community. And this morning, our guest is Mr. Omar Beauperthuy from the Performance Sports Academy. And once he's in the house, you know we're gonna talk basketball. But you gotta pick his brain on a lot of other things this morning. We got him in here for the full hour, man. He's not getting away from us. So pleasant good morning to you, Mr. Beauperthuy. How are you doing?
Good morning, really. Listeners, good morning, Mr. Am too. I'm doing all right, man. You know, a little hectic, but you know, doing fine.
All right. So Performance Sports Academy, man. How has 2025 been for you and the team? We know you guys are dedicated to basketball development from a broader perspective. How has 2025 been for you guys so far?
2025 has been a great year. It's still continuing. We ain't finished yet, and it's still been, you know, truly a blessing in regards to a couple different things, from the players who have now left to go to the US or go abroad, but also from the employment development side. We have a lot of new kids that we're dealing with. We had opportunities for example, in regards to the 3x3, where the team that won the high school 3x3, they're all Performance Sports Academy players.
Okay.
You know, they won, and they won out in Bonea also. I was able to watch them out there in Bonea. I went with them also to the Netherlands, where they competed. In regards to the girls' event that took place, Ruth Paul, she was the MVP amongst the rest of the girls that participated. So with regards to PSA, we've been doing fine. We had a tournament also that we participated with on the 18 tournament on the front side, the boys in the yard tournament.
Correct.
We were fortunate, and the kids worked hard and to become victorious from that event. And again, we are just continuing to remain humble and just continue to put forth what we do best, is just working hard.
How much kids do you have in the program that right now with Performance Sports Academy?
Right now, we definitely in a rebuilding year. Being that it's always good that when kids leave to further their education and further their dreams. But right now, this year, we're in a particular situation where we definitely have to add some additional pieces to, like last year, for example, we had 2 on the 18 teams. This year, we probably will have, more than likely, we're going to have 1 team. And we still need to add probably 3 or 4 more people to that team.
To the team.
Yeah, the same thing with under 15, and definitely a whole rebuild with the under 13, because everyone is shifting upwards.
So how much kids has left the program in the meantime to transition maybe to academies in the USA?
When it comes to it, I think we have over about 50 players.
50?
Yeah, over 50 players. We have kids like, we know like Malachi Martis, that's starting off his college career at the University of UT. You have Rashawn Emerlake that's starting off also where he's at the junior college and out in Chicago. For example, we have the first player that I've worked with before PSA ever existed, Rory Pandeflet. He's
in Europe, huh?
Yeah, he's pursuing his professional career. So I would say, and now Kofi is out there, even though Kofi never, was one from the academy. Kofi is someone that, whenever he's here, we train throughout. So it is always, I would say, fortunate and grateful that all the players, they reach out when it's time, to want to put work in and to push themselves.
Now, in your experience, based on those 50 players that have left, are they leaving the island on time, too early, or are we getting them out too early, or is it the correct time? How do you evaluate that looking back?
I would say it's never, it's never, on time or too early. Reason being is that we would think, and I've always mentioned it, we would think that 16, 17-year-old, that child is young. We live in a world where the younger you are, the more attractive you is to programs, teams, coaches, whoever, agents, scouts. So 13-year-old is very attractive for programs. You know, I'll give an example. We had Timar Thomas. Timar, you know, from the time I met that young man, speaking with both his parents, this was something that he wanted. Timar left when he was 13 years old, you know, and some programs is like, you know, well, you know, 13, you know, but this young man, this is what he wanted, you know, and again, it varies when it comes to the player, because again, you have to show that, you know, that you're serious about it. You have to show that you're responsible. So for parents wise, I think the biggest thing with parents is they want to, sometimes kids go later, and I feel like 15 is a good age, because they want to see that the kids are responsible, you know, to be able to, you know, fend for themselves, in the sense of, you know, other country, mommy and daddy's not going to wake you up for school, you know, that
especially at 13, that's going to be a big challenge.
Exactly, yeah. You know, and then it's different in the sense of, you know, 5:45, you know, 5:30 you up because you got weights in the morning at 6. It's different than you out here, you still sleeping at that time, where you just getting up to make some breakfast to catch the school bus to head out to school. So it's just the, how to say, the commitment factor. How dedicated or how hungry are you are for, you know, wanting to how to say, go abroad and better your skill set.
All right. If you just tuned in, you're in tune to Sports Forum here on PJD2 102.7 FM. We're streaming live on Facebook. I'm Antonio Venturin. Shout out to the man, Clavis Henderson, always in tune to the program, man. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Got to big up Ricky Boyrad over there in Texas. He's always in tune as well, and a great supporter of this program. So thanks for the support. We're talking this morning basketball with Omar Beauperthuy and his Performance Sports Academy. And we got to give you some updates as well on AA baseball action that culminated over the weekend, man. Big up to the Quisquianos. Shout out to the Quisquianos. Adonis Reyes. Got Eddie DeWeer, senior and junior, man. Eddie DeWeer, the winning coach. He really put on a great performance there in maximizing the efforts of the Quisquianos, which was a strong team. Also got to congratulate the Dodgers. They were not able to pull through, but great effort from them. Dimitro Williams, Mitty, man, fantastic effort. We got to talk about that a little later down, man. His heart and his courage, you know, trying to lead his team by example is really commendable. But baseball is back. It's unfortunate that it's over so fast. You know, AA baseball it's over. So don't know when we're going to see AA baseball again, and maybe until next year. But we had a really great crowd that came out and supported the Pelican Baseball League, Omar Williams and the team. Pinto, those guys, them did a fantastic job in organizing everything, and hopefully to get some more support so that we could see a big baseball tournament and keep baseball alive, AA baseball. We're going to talk a little bit more about that later down in the program, but we're going to get back to our guest here in the studios, Mr. Beauperthuy. Now, Omar, you're busy with a high school tournament. Before I go to that, I know your home base was you were using the gym facilities at Marie Laurence,
Correct.
And the demolition has started.
Yeah.
So how is that going to affect your program?
Well, we've already relocated from Saint May.
Okay.
You know, we were briefed from there, and like any other program, you know, the show must go on. So right now we are we utilize the gym at the St. Martin Academy, both academies, so VBC and the academic section.
Okay, great. I'm happy to hear that you found a home to continue your program, which is extremely essential in the development of young basketball athletes. Now, you have the high school tournament is ongoing. give us an update on that program because
so in regards to the high school league, actually, before the previous school year ended, right, in May, we decided to put out a high school tournament, right? 3-day pilot tournament to see exactly the interest of the kids, you know, and from the feedback from the tournament that we had that took place in May, you know, there's a lot of kids that really wanted to participate. I noticed one of the things when it comes to the high school event in general, you know, that doesn't discourage players from wanting to participate, is that it's not club based, so it's no stack team.
Okay.
So everybody, you know, basically is balanced. You take, for example, speaking about PSA, you know, I have basically I have a student athlete that goes to pretty much almost every school. You know, so now seeing them in their own, you know, in their own state in regards of competing against each other is always fun to see. You know, from that pilot program, you know, we decided to hit the ball running, hit the ground running in regards to putting forth a high school league. Because again, I'm looking at it from a developmental perspective where, you know, you can do a tournament, you know, in regards of, okay, generating funds, etc. But what is the long run? What is the long-term
vision?
Yeah, what's the long-term goal?
So you're indicating that because you're calling it a league now, so that means you're busy. This is can I interpret that, or for the listeners, can we be clear? Is it a structural league that is going to take place, that's going to run for a certain period every year? Are we know because we seems to be I notice in most organizations struggling on whether to go with the school-based tournaments or leagues as opposed to the club structure teams.
So yes, good thing you mentioned that. So definitely we want this for a long term, you know, because even to add to it, one thing that excites me about the high school league currently right now, before, you know, yes, I know we wanted to establish a high school league, but also we take into consideration where there are, you know, myself, Jamal Newton, and Paul Bell that deals with youth basketball, right? And we, you know, one of the things that we've seen a lot on the island where people are doing things and they might run over or you know, how to say, conflict with someone else's program. So we sat down, we were able to say, okay, I'm going to start from this point to that point, and then so from September to the beginning, the first week in November. Okay. Right, being that the floor at the auditorium right now is being replaced.
Yeah, I had the NSI in here last week.
Yeah. So then Mr. Bell will start off from the first week in November till December, and then Jamal Newton with SEBA is going to start from January till normally it ends the first week before Carnival. So right now the kids on the island, they have about 8 months of a variety of basketball.
Now, what are some of the things that has to be in place for example, a real high school basketball league to be structured properly? Because we know in the US, for example, you know, that's really the main basis. You know, everything comes out to the schools. You have the various leagues and divisions that. Okay. What are some of the things we would have to put in place? Because I see a lot of efforts, a lot of initiatives, but you know, what are some of the things that really need to be put in place so that, you know, this could be the real basis for our development of basketball in Saman?
Pretty much, we have to establish school pride and school spirit. You know, if you want something to grow, you have to invest in it. You have to dedicate time to it. Alumni at every school in the U.S. and in from the high school to the college section, alumni give back also. And so far since we've started, we've had alumni of various schools reached out in regards of, hey, you know, currently right now the kids are playing in t-shirts, they're playing in their gym shirts, and some alumni from each respective school say, hey, we would like to make a donation, or we would like to provide
schools with uniforms
and stuff for them. You know, another thing in regards of structure, one thing I'm really excited about is that we've decided to also go digital with a stat keeping.
Okay.
So now, you know, and I feel like that is most
That's an important factor
for the development, because once a game is over, you know, automatically, boom, it is sent to their coach via email or via WhatsApp. And, you know, the kids are looking at, you know, what they've produced. I know one kid, I've mentioned it a few times, one kid was like, hey, I had 14 points. And his teammate was like, you shot 25 times, you're going to have 14 points. You know, and then they're looking at, you know, for example, the turnover to assist ratio. You know, you hear them talking amongst each other, even like joking around, say, well, we know for sure we don't want you bringing on the ball because you turn over the ball often. So I just think that we are heading in the right direction when it comes to, you know, the game of basketball.
How are schools being supported with coaching and resources to you know, field these teams? Any support for the schools?
Well, I've seen in regards to support, I've seen a couple of the school managers out there. I've seen Mrs. Barry Jacobs out there. I've seen Ms. Barbara Webster from the VBC. And I've seen a couple faculty people out there also, Ms. Farrell. In regards to one issue, I do think that has to be addressed, though, and it might not be my place for it. Of course, is that the time frame of games, and you know, trying to get the PE teachers. You know, the PE teachers that come out there to do it, they do it out for the love for the kids, them. You know, and some schools even they don't have a coach per se. And again, community. We've seen parents that either played at that or went to that specific school.
Or stepping up.
Has stepped up and wanting to assist these kids. So, you know, again, as a community, for it to grow, everyone has to put their hands and get their hands involved so we could flourish.
How many teams are currently participating in the high school basketball?
Out of the 10 teams on the Dutch side, we have about 8 that are participating. So the 8 that are participating is we have the St. Martin Academy. We have also the academic section, the vocational business campus, MPC, St. Dominic School, Sundial School, CBA, MAC CSC, and also LU. So the only 2 that are not participating is CIA and vocational school, St. Martin Vocational School.
Okay, CIA in the past was able to field a team. I think they were in the last year. There wasn't a competition.
Yeah. We had Nicholas, another standout from PSA. Nicholas is right now off in college. So yeah, but one of the things that we are looking forward, you know, again, to continue to grow. Initially, we put it out this year, but we wanted to also have 2 categories within the high school league. So. Like just like how it is in the US, JV league for the first and second farmers, and then for third and up, the varsity. Because again, from a developmental perspective,
you can't mix everybody together.
Yeah, well, if you're a standout, that's great. But one of the things is we know, I experienced it while growing up also, is that hey, you want to play or you want to try out. Yeah, but it's big bodies. You can't. Nah, you gotta wait. You gotta wait for your time. And a lot of time, these kids are losing out on the valuable times where they can go out and make these mistakes while playing at an earlier stage. And you know, it is unfortunate. So that's what we want to do, so they can come out, play against each other, allowed to see what their mistakes are, and then again, that's the only way that we're going to sharpen their skills.
And get them.
Yeah.
Now, what's the standing? Because you have after a few weeks in September, what's the standing now?
MPC right now is undefeated. We have, I believe, 4 of the other schools that are tied with 2 wins and 1 loss. That's Academy, Sundial. I want to say also
Mac,
Mac,
yeah.
You know, and just the list go down. And
then you got CBA in 5th place. I think CBA in 5th place and St. Dominic in 6th place.
Yeah.
And then Academy,
VBC.
VBC. in 7th, and LU
in last.
is closing off the listing there. But a school like MPC is supposed to be able to field like 3 teams, man.
Well,
and they come with the strongest team. They put one team together.
You know, it was shocking that when we put out the email in regards of the JV, Academy was the only one to be able to produce a JV team. You know, when I spoke to the guys from MPC, they was like, "Well, coach, I'll be honest with you, I don't know which one of them young guys are to play ball." I said, "But as big as MPC is, you know, so yeah, that's what is something that we are looking to grow on for next year, in the sense of having that JV category to participate, and also too from reaching out to the northern side, because you know we have players on the northern side too. There's 2 high schools that are on the front side that were interested in wanting to participate. So, you know, just having a high school league in general covering all of basketball for St. Martin, I think that's a great direction.
Now, any standout? Of course, you got a lot of talent, standout players. We see with your stats, of course, you monitoring any new talent that you discovered or seen any in these games now that wasn't on the radar before.
Most definitely, and this is something that I'm glad that you mentioned that, because in regards to translating over to like the under 15 event, most of the kids that are playing in that tournament, you know, besides SEBA, they're currently playing in the high school league. So, for example, I've seen a kid, Sean Farrell. Sean is, I would say, he's a project because he's very tall, but he has a lot of potential. Another kid that I noticed, Malik Hickerson, you know, from CBA also, and again, he's out there. He's having his ups and downs, but this is what basketball is. He's learning and progressing as he goes. I've seen a kid from Sundial, you know, Ethan Milan, I believe his last name is Maylant, yes. Man, he was out there letting it fly, and then to see, for example, Celcio Phillips out here rebounding the ball like old school Dennis Rodman. You know, a lot of these kids, when it comes to the game, and this is why I'm excited about the stats. Everyone now understanding, like, hey, they have a role to fill on the team. It's not that, okay, the person that puts up the points, they're going to get the spotlight. Every category is valuable for a team to be victorious.
All right. We got, if you look at the top scorers list here, the total points, we got Amaru Hodge. He's pretty known with 47 points average per game, 15.7 representing St. Dominic High. Then you got Leandre Peter with 41 points total points, 13.7 average per game from the St. Martin Academy Vocational Business Campus. And then you got Tishandro Jones with 40 points total, 13.3 average per game for MPC, and then Ethan Maylant with 33 points total, 11.3 average per game from Sundial School. Ethan Doris May, 29 points total, 9.7 from St. Martin Academy, and Elijah Vincent, he's from CBA, I think. CBA, I can see the logo. CBA, 8.3 average, and then Zero Duncher, 24 points average, 8 points, 24 points total, 8 points average per game. He's from LU, and from MAC, you got Kenrick St. Hilaire with 23 points total, 7.6 average per game. He's from the MAC CSE. So with that, radio listeners, we're at a halfway point. We're going to go to a break, and we'll be right back with you after the break. So stick and stay, don't go no way, and Sports Forum will be right back after the short break. Welcome back to part 2 of Sports Forum here on PJD2 102.7 FM and 1300 AM. You know, last week you had the tour of St. Martin on the northern side of the island. They passed through the Dutch side, and definitely we got to congratulate the team from Sandy Ground, Blade Carty and his team from Sandy Ground. VCSG, they had a collaboration with GCSC, and they won the tour of St. Martin. The yellow jersey winner was Clement Thibault. They took the green, Joachim Carty, Jaja, he took the green and white jersey. The green jersey, that's for sprinting. The white jersey is for the Young Riders Championship, the under 23. And the pink jersey winner, that went to Defig Dragon, Keelan Dragon. So VCSG out of Sandy Ground, man, fantastic, representing St. Martin. You know, we're always proud there to see Joachim Carty, Jaja. You know, he grew up amongst there. He's over there in Europe. He signed his professional contract, and he's really showing his developmental potential, man. Fantastic performance from him on that last day there. I think he left a bit too late, though. He left a bit too late. He should have left he broke away from the peloton on the other side of Mount Valois at the bottom there, the junction going into Cripplegate. Somewhere there he left, and that was a bit too late to catch the leaders who were in front. But what a fantastic performance from him. And he really displayed his cycling abilities when he took that corner there at Grandma. Wow. At high speed. I think he was going about 60 or 70 kilometers per hour. Great attempt trying to catch the leaders there. But overall, fantastic performance from him. And we really congratulate him and his father, Blade Carty, for you know, their efforts and for winning the Tour of St. Martin, you know, ensuring that St. Martin team won the Tour of St. Martin from a strong contingent of riders from Guadeloupe. We had riders from Trinidad, and they really did a fantastic job. All right, if you want more stats on the blocks, steals and rebounds, you can always go on the Facebook page of Performance Sports Academy, and they have all the stats from the high school tournament there for you. So you definitely can get all that information on their Facebook page. It's a little bit too much for us to go through here right now on on Sports Forum. We simply don't have enough time, but all the stats are available there. You got the points, steals, blocks from the high school tournament that's ongoing. I think that's really a first. Most tournaments you don't get all this all these stats.
So we actually even to after the game, the box score stats that goes directly to the team. So we just highlighted, you know, in regards of the leading rebounders from every team, you know, from each individual school.
All right. Now, Mr. Beauperthuy, we have you got another big tournament coming up, international tournament coming up in October. Right. You had one last year. I think last year was the Showdown in Paradise, the under 19. And this year now you're gone to under 15. No, it was the same. It was
Paradise Showdown.
Paradise Showdown was the same
age.
Okay.
Under 15.
I thought it was under 19, so under 15.
You participate in a lot of events though.
Okay, so Paradise Showdown, the Paradise Showdown. So how many countries have already confirmed for the Paradise Showdown?
So it's going to be 8 teams, 11 countries. Well, actually, I should say 10 now. A lot of countries. So we have, for example, the winners of last year, Friendside. They have also merged with St. Bart's because they're under the CTBN. We have St. Kitts and Nevis, the federation of them. They're participating. Initially, we had Stacia and Sabre participating as one team. Unfortunately, we received news yesterday from the president of Statia that Statia won't be able to participate because they won't be able to get exempt. The 6 boys won't be able to get exempt from school.
Oh.
You know, so Saber's still coming, and we are gonna add some additional players so that those boys and that team is going to be treated the same way, being evaluated throughout the event.
Okay, what about the team from Antigua, man? They were really strong last year. I think the
Tyron Davis.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this year, when it came to them, in regards to when we put out the fillers, there were teams that reached out to us, and we had reached the number of quota. So that's why, in regards of Antigua, we didn't hear anything from them. But when we put it out, we put out the flyer to the general public. So, for example, once we put it out, Curacao, they reached out. You know, they're like, hey, we didn't get to participate last year, but we're coming this year. Grenada, that they are interested in coming.
Okay.
You know, so yeah, and just moving forward.
So two new great additions. I know last year that you had some focus where some coaches came in from the US. Are we going to see that this year again?
Yes, so we do have coaches that are coming in, and the difference of what we're doing this year, I wouldn't even call it a difference, adjustment, is that and taking in all the feedback from the coaches that were coaching their respective country. One of the things was that one coach mentioned, hey, my player can really play, but when people got inside there, the player got nervous. So what thing that we're providing, that the coaches, the international coaches are coming in the morning hours, these kids are going to be training with them in the morning hours. So it's not just competition wise, they're also going to be providing tips to the local the coaches from the country. They're not going to take over what they're doing, but just to provide some insight and knowledge to the coaches. And
so there's a possibility for everyone to participate in skills and development.
All of that, everybody will be participating. We're also, with the assistance of the NBB, we're going to also have a referee clinic. So they're sending their top referee down here, and to give, because every country has to provide a referee, so to give feedback, the referee clinics will probably go take place at the same time as the coaching, not coaching, the kids when they're doing their morning practices. They're going to be in a different section and just looking over in regards to certain calls, where you're supposed to stand, all those things. As again, for us, we want to develop basketball to the right platform it needs to be. So it's not just from the playing perspective, but everything with it. So we got from the digital stats to the referees, all those things. We want to uplift the game of basketball.
No, I know last year there was some you had some teams in the end, some awards that were given out. Any follow up on those players, how they progressed since participating in the tournament last year, and the ones that were recognized?
So in regards to, from what I've seen some players that have furthered their careers. Off the bat right now, I would say the recent one that I saw was Shafari, and that's from Mr. Diddy.
Yeah, the Northern.
So he, pushed, and along with his parents, Dwight Carbon, they push for him to, continue his career in France.
Okay.
And then also you have Joshua Mason, where he's actually in Tennessee, and where he's attending Grace Christian Academy.
Okay.
So his parents push for that, and I just have to follow up with everyone else. So those are the two that caught my eye automatically.
What about that young man from Antigua, man? He was really that guy was I think he was number 9. Wow. Any updates on him, because he really dominated the tournament with his play and spirit, man.
Initially after the tournament, there was a program that I was speaking with, that his father was familiar with also. And the father explained to me and the program directors, okay, we want to be able to take this young man, but I don't know what happened exactly in regards of how things didn't,
how things worked out.
How it didn't close out properly.
All right. Well, radio listeners, if you just tuned into the program, man, you missed a good first half of the program. We're here talking with Omar Beauperthuy, and we're always happy to have him in the studios with us because he's doing a fantastic job in the development of basketball on St. Martin and his Performance Sports Academy. They're having the Paradise, the second annual Paradise Showdown. Let's just switch, give you a little rundown on the Pelican Baseball League. I know that, just a quick update on that. We got the Pelican League Finals MVP, Edwin DeWeer. He was named the MVP of the finals, and he really delivered. His batting and fielding was really top notch. So just to give you an impression why he was named MVP of the finals, his batting average was .625. His slugging percentage was .938. He had 1 home run with 13 RBIs, 13 runs batted in. So definitely well deserving, and congratulations to him. He fielding wise, he took away some hits there from some of the Dodgers players, some clutch plays. So game 1, for example, the Quisquianos won 14-13. That was a slugfest. He had a bases clearing double that set the tone for the win. Game 2, he showed patience. He drawed 4 walks as the bottom of the lineup carried the team. In game 3, he added a clutch hit to even as the Dodgers mounted their comeback. And in game 5, with the championship within reach, DeWeer had 3 hits, 4 RBIs, including a 2-run homer to seal the 13-4 blowout victory. The Dodgers really put up a good fight. The final game, man, if you missed that game, that was really a dandy of a game. Quisquianos were leading the game 3-1 up until the last and final at bat for the Dodgers, when the Dodgers tied the game 3-3. The series was tied at the series was 3-1 in 3-2 in the favor of the Quisquianos. Dodgers were on the verge of tying it up. Well, then went to extra innings, and in the extra innings, errors cost the Dodgers the game. Quisquianos, I think, in general, we must commend Edwin DeWeer Sr. for his fantastic coaching. He made some critical decisions, and Adonis Reyes, he came in and gave a real clutch performance, shutting down the big bats of the Dodgers. And we saw the return of Rene Mota on the mound. Rene Mota really worked some good innings for the Quisquianos. And congratulations to the entire team of the Quisquianos. You got Richardson, what's his name? Espiritu Santo Richardson. He was the catcher. On first base, you had Malachi Williams. The second baseman was, of course, Edwin DeWeer. Shortstop, I could never remember the name of that shortstop for the Quisquianos. Third base, of course, was Chino. And then you had Mark Ramirez in center field. You got a shout out, of course, to Jairo. He played right field. Miguel Hansen and the rest of the entire team for the Dodgers. Rafi Richardson. Can't forget Alvarez. Alvarez was one of the Alexander Alvarez. He pitched some good games for the Quisquianos. Real fantastic, man. If you missed the AA baseball finals, baseball is definitely back on an extremely high level. You got some things to work on, of course, and I would be one to definitely admit that and look at the positives. A lot of people complain about the umpires, and I don't join them in that. I think we got to work on the level of the game, errors and batting. We had some good pitching, and the bats were just dead in some games. And of course, if you're not batting, then you worry about the umpires calling strikes and balls. But if you're hitting the ball, then that doesn't really make a big difference. But fantastic 2025 championship. Congratulations to Omar Williams, Edmund Williams, Lenric Pinto, and the entire crew that led that tournament. So I think we're going down now into the softball tournaments. Just before we go, just one more update. As the St. Martin Football Federation, they have their primary school competition ongoing, and we got in Group A, we got Sister Regina School. They already have 6 points. Christian Hillside, 6 points, and then you got St. Dominic with 0 points, Sister Magda with 0 points. In Group B, you got Learning Unlimited with 4 points, Sister Regina B with 4 points, and Sister Magda A with 3 points. Christian Hillside School with 0 points. And the competition today, they're of course down there at the Rahul Illich Sports Park, and they're ongoing. Let me see quickly if I could tell you which games are ongoing. No, I don't have that information in front of me. Well, hopefully we can, let me see, pull up something there, because the primary schools, it's of course very important. Now, Mr. Beauperthuy, you guys are doing high school, but any intention of starting a primary school basketball league?
I can tell you personally, the conversation has already been out there to do that. Idea also is that personally I want to go into the various elementary schools, right? And to be able to, train them, give them some lessons on fundamentals, because we don't want to just put together an event in regards of a league or even a tournament, and the kids just going out there just to run up and down without the proper tools or principles of how to play the game properly. So that's something that we're looking into. I know one thing that when it came down to the elementary school is the time frame, because I know that, for example, the kids are in 6th grade, the FBE examination, so I'm looking at it from a perspective of it would have to be somewhat early on in the year, as like right now, rather than January time, because I know a lot of kids, a lot of parents
start to prepare.
Yeah, a lot of things that they have to focus on at that time. The same way too initially with the high school league, a lot of kids that wanted to play from the pilot program in May, those kids were dealing with examination, where CXC or just exit exams, so they weren't able to participate. So doing it right now in this time frame, it allowed them to have that experience, have that that social fun, to be amongst their peers, and then to compete.
No, just lost my train of thought there, but just to go back on the soccer, football that's happening in the primary school competition. Of course, that's ongoing this morning, and it's about, if we look now, the game's supposed to be ongoing between Christian Hillside and Regina School. So if you want, all the action is happening down there at the Rahul Illich Sports Complex. So they'll be going on against up until about 12 p.m. So you're going to have at 10 p.m. you got 2 games, Christian Hillside School versus Sister Regina, and Learning Unlimited versus Sister Magda. And then at 11 a.m. you got a girls game. St. Dominic girls are going up against LU girls in a friendly. So that's definitely something that you want to go out there and support female soccer competition. So fantastic news there from the St. Martin Football Federation. They're under 13 primary school competition taking place right now. It's going on from the 18th to the 24th of September. Well, it's going on now at the Rahul Illich Sports Complex. Now, we spoke a bit about Ruth Paul and her progress, but has there been any? Has the interest been growing? We know netball have a good following amongst the girls. Has there been any big interest or any efforts? And I'm asking you all these questions to bring back female soccer, female basketball on St. Martin. No, get more girls involved in basketball.
Okay, so in regards of female basketball, it has been difficult with finding the interest of females that want to play. We see that right now where the direction, because we don't have enough females to have a 5-on-5 game. However, 3x3, we've seen that we just need 4 girls. And we're able to feel that sport, that genre of basketball.
Okay.
You mentioned about the females. Another thing that we're doing too, from the tournament perspective, the Paradise Showdown, we have females that are coming in from the various islands, and they're going to be participating with the coaches in regards of the trainings, because again, the demand for female players is a global thing. Schools abroad are looking for female players. So Curaçao's coming in with 3 young ladies.
Okay.
Aruba's coming in with their best player.
Okay.
Saba, we have determined how many they're coming in with. I think it's about 2 of them. But yeah, we want to be able to, create that experience for everyone. Even though it's not we don't have a female player that's participating within the tournament, there are still ways to be seen, ways to be evaluated from the training sessions within the morning hours.
All right. So the Paradise Showdown, remind us again when it's going to.
So the Paradise Showdown, it starts on October 4th to the 8th. We start at 4 p.m. We're going to release the schedules so that everyone can see. We're asking everyone to come out. It's a good event to see the future of the kids, and also just to see good basketball.
Now the floor is going to be renovated, so the floor is going to be in place, and I was at a boxing event and I noticed they had some portable ACs. I don't know, is that going to be an option to try to cool down, because these days the heat is definitely.
So we're looking into that, in regards of seeing how it can fit in our budget, because there's a lot of things that we are dealing with in the sense of just what our priorities are. I'll give an example. Every year we are trying to add additional to the event to make it like a grandstand. So just to add on to it, this year we're also implementing an all-star game.
Okay.
The reason being is that we want the kids to understand too and feel that the whole essence of the tournament is to be recognized and to be seen. So if you're not playing in the championship game, I won't say it, like the losing participating teams, we're gonna select players from within those teams to be able to participate in the All-Star game right before the championship game.
That's definitely a great initiative. Now let's get back to the St. Martin team for the Paradise Showdown. How are we? Do you have the players already who have been selected for the team, and who's going to coach the team?
All right. So in regards to the St. Martin team, we have the players. That announcement is going to be made more than likely throughout next week. I can tell you right now who the coaches are. We're going with Coach Daniel Helliger and
from SB Ballers.
Yeah, the reason why too, I feel like in the direction of the tournament, I'm more focused on the organizer role, and honestly, it was a lot dealing with, because you're dealing with one thing, I couldn't even deal with scout report before the game, after the game, and also too, I feel that Coach Daniel and Coach Martel, they're doing an amazing job, and I feel like from the essence of a tournament, when it comes to opportunity, we have to give people opportunity to stand out. You know, I wouldn't have them there if I didn't trust them. They have been putting in a lot of work within the community, within St. Peter's, to see how they're changing around programs and stuff like that, their programs. So they're going to be the coach.
Now, the preparation for the team, how is the team preparing for this big tournament coming up? How much times per week they're training?
So right now they are training, if I'm not mistaken, this week they were training 4 times, 4 or 3 times. And as they get nearer to the event, it's going to increase. Also, we want to add in also scrimmage. You know, have them play with,
get some game rhythm.
Yeah, get some game rhythm and just establish the flow of things. Everyone understand their role within that whole sequence.
All right, so we're looking forward to some big things in October, and definitely I think we may have you back before that to give us a update, or get the coaches in here, man, to give us an update on the team and the players that's going to be participating in the Paradise Showdown. Anything else that you wanted to share with the listeners that I didn't ask about, Mr. Beauperthuy?
In regards to the listeners, genuinely we would like for you guys, and just again from speaking to the kids, the feedback from the kids, a lot of the kids, they're excited to have their parents, their family, their friends to come out there to support. They look at, the event that takes place in July, that Battle of the Fittest, and they look at it like, this Paradise Showdown is something for them.
Or even the Business League. The Business League had a lot of local.
So, we're asking everyone
support
to come out to support the kids. Make it an event, for your family to do, and just come out to enjoy yourself.
All right. Well, radio listeners, that's what we had for you this morning. You heard it from Omar Beauperthuy himself. Make sure and come out and go out and support the 2025 Paradise Showdown, and gonna have international teams in here: Aruba, Curacao. That's gonna be a real. Bonaire's coming? No, Bonaire.
No. So what happened is, it was initially supposed to be the best island that was forming a team.
Oh, one team.
Yes. So that didn't work out for this year, and then we got a couple other surprises. Like just like how this year we've added some more with the All-Star game, the girls training, the training in the morning. For next year also, we have teams from larger countries that reached out with the possibility of going to 10 to 12 countries.
Okay.
So everyone, again, they're coming with their A game, and they're coming out to compete. I'm not taking Aruba lightly. I'm not taking Curacao lightly.
Hey.
I'm not taking,
anyone lightly.
Because basketball, at the end of the day, it is about rhythm. So you might think the small team, they ain't going to do nothing, and then one player happens to catch a rhythm and just gets on fire. So, the focus is there, and we know that what we have to do.
All right. There you heard it from Mr. Beauperthuy, and I'm Antonia Venturin, thanking you for joining us this week, and invite you to come back next week again for another edition of Sports Forum here on PJD2 102.7 FM and 1300 AM. If you missed this broadcast, of course, you could go to my Facebook page and look at the whole thing over again. Until next week, as I say in closing, always be happy with what you have while working for what you want. God is the greatest. Take care. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe. Bye-bye.